Well, join me today for Trash to Treasure Thursday as I turn a simple toothbrush into a cute little push broom so the dolls can do some spring cleaning. Join me for Trash to Treasure Thursday and see how easy and quick this inexpensive project is. Alright, for this project we need a toothbrush. Just a plain, try and get a plain one. I actually had to go buy one for this because I didn't have one that looked decent enough to do this video with. And I had a little trouble finding one with all white bristles, but try to find one with all white bristles if you can. And we are going to very carefully cut the head of this off. I'm using my easy cutter. You could use a razor saw, and on this one, let me see if I can get in here where you can see. It kind of comes in and it has a pretty obvious place to cut. What you need to do is kind of see how much space is left after these bristles and try and keep this end about the same. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to use that little area there, and I'm going to squeeze really hard with that. It works really well. It's not too hard to cut, so I didn't quite enough. There. Now we've got it rounded off. We've got it cut off where we want it. We can use an emery board to even it up if we need to. Now for the next step, I'm actually going to do off camera because I have to use my drill. I'm going to find the center and I'm going to drill a hole the same size as my dowel. I'm using an 1/8 inch dowel. These are easy to find in the craft store. Even a lot of home improvement stores have little dowels. If you can't find this, use a skewer from the kitchen, like a barbecue skewer. They're usually made of bamboo and they'll work just fine. They're a little bigger around. Just match your dowel to your drill bit. So I'm going to go drill a hole and I'll be back. Alright, so I've drilled a hole all the way through. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but the hole goes all the way through. And I'm using some 527 multi-purpose or multi-use glue, and I'm putting it on the end of my dowel. I've just cut a chunk of dowel so I don't have to deal with the whole dowel. I've not cut this to size yet. I just didn't want to have to try and wave that big dowel around by my cameras. Figured I'd probably knock a camera on the floor. So we're just going to lots of this glue, and what you'll need something like 527 glue or E6000. Basically what you need is one of these thick, clear, really smelly glues to get this to stay together. And we're going to work this down in to the hole and out just a little bit on the bottom. And now we need to let this glue dry. When the glue's dry, I'll come back, I'll show you how it looks finished, and you'll be done with your project. Our glue is set up a little bit. It's not completely dry, so I need to be really careful, but here's our finished broom. And I've got one of my Fisher-Price dolls. What I like to do is when I make a broom of this nature, I like to cut it so it's about even, so the handle is about even with his shoulder. You can cut it however you want to. So I'm just marking it with a pencil. I've got my easy cutter here. There. Now, our dolls have a push broom. They can clean up around the house, or it can lean on the wall in, wherever in your dollhouse that you want it to be. So I hope you enjoyed this Trash to Treasure project. Join me again next Thursday and see another Trash to Treasure project.